Mark, you bought an Airstream trailer and parked it in the desert to write your new book, Experiencing the American Dream. Why was the motivation so great for you to get this done?
Yeah, well, it kind of comes from my dad and my upbringing. I was born in Charleston, West Virginia. We had a lot of abject poverty there, and I saw how that affected people's minds and how they see things. My grandfather had a very victim-type mentality around money. My dad was always very entrepreneurial in his thinking, and he always built those values into me. And I think that the American dream is at risk right now. A lot of people don't really understand the American dream, and it's only one generation away from dying if we don't spread it and share it for the next generation. So that was a large part of my motivation.
And what is your definition of the American dream?
For me, it differs than what most people think. They tend to think of it as materialism, as even greed. For me, I view it as a form of self-expression, to have the ability to create a purpose for your life and a purpose for your money, and then fulfill on that purpose by going out there and creating value for other people. So it's really focused on self-expression and creativity, entrepreneurism, individualism, and being responsible for your own life.
And in the book, you refer to money and define it as the phenomenon of language. What do you mean by that?
Money is hard to nail down. Most people think of it as like dollar bills in their pocket, like physicals, but it's not physical. As a matter of fact, most money you'll never touch in your life. It's little electrons flying around in the clouds somewhere. But money is anything that you say it is. Most people's relationship with money is out of scarcity, hard to get, hard to keep, hard to make, and hard to invest. Therefore, they're always kind of in a survival ship, kind of a mode of quiet desperation around their money. And then even when they do amass a lot of money, it can still make them miserable and unhappy. So one thing we work with people is how to change their relationship and their language around money, because then it can be an empowering force in their life, not disempowering.
Can you dig a little bit deeper and talk a little bit more about money and its relationship with happiness? Is it a direct relationship? The more money you have, the happier you are? Or is there inverse, more money, more problems?
It's a little bit of both. So when I was 27 doing financial planning, I suffered under the delusion that if I could just help my clients' portfolios grow, get them from $1 million to $3 million, then they would have more peace of mind because they would feel more stable based on how much money they had. And I've had clients that just blew that completely out of the water. I had one client with $5 million. She was the most miserable client I had, always afraid of losing her money, bad relationships with her family, had a lot of resentment that she was going to lose the money. And then I had clients with substantially less money that somehow were happy and fulfilled and were having a great time in life. So money does not equal happiness. It doesn't take a person a hard time to see people like Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley, Howard Hughes, that had massive amounts of fame, massive amounts of money, but the money actually brought more pain than suffering than it did happiness.
All right, now let's talk about investing. You say in the book that the investing business is broken. How so, and how would you fix it?
Well, in 1991, I went to a debate with Rex Sinquefield and then five-star money manager Donald Yachman. And it was at a Schwab conference in San Francisco. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what I'm doing is not working, because I worked with a big broker-dealer and I sold five-star mutual funds. I sold individual stocks. I was trying to stock pick, market time, and track record invest. None of it seemed to be working. And Rex Sinquefield shared the idea of efficient market theory, that all the knowable and predictable information is already in the price. Therefore, only random and unknowable information changes it going forward. And it was like being gut punched, because I knew he was right. I knew that I nor anyone else knew consistently and predictably how to pick all the best stocks and how to get in and out of the market at the right time. But yet the vast amount of our industry is based on those ideas. Give me an economic or political forecast about the future. I'll change my mix of assets or my stocks based on that, and I'll somehow miraculously beat the market. It's just it's a flawed way of looking at the world. It doesn't work.
You started in West Virginia, and now you've really reached the apex of the money management business. You've written a book. You've achieved your American dream. And you also had Rob Lowe write the foreword to this book, and he's certainly done very well in America for himself. How did that come about?
Yeah, I got Rob's book, and I was reading it. And my guy at Neiman Marcus was like, hey, he and his wife are going to be in. She has a jewelry line. Would you like to come meet? And I'm like, I'm not really into the celebrity stuff, but okay, I'll go meet him. And we just really hit it off. We both Midwestern boys. He grew up in Dayton. I grew up in Cincinnati, both Bengals fans, and just really hit it off. Really just formed a friendship. And over the years, I had an American Dream Summit. I brought together 20 of the people that I thought could best help influence and create the ideals of the American Dream. And I invited Rob, and during that summit, he said, hey, would you let me write your foreword? And I said, absolutely, I would let you write my foreword. So he's a great guy, really hard work. I don't know anyone that works harder than he does in Hollywood, but his American Dream is well earned for sure.
All right, well, congratulations on the book, and thanks a lot for coming on and talking about it.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Thank you.